Narcissists are incapable of real love. And every single one of you guys have to understand this. Because what they show you to your face, that fake love, that's not real. The way they make you feel. They can give you that vibe, but they cannot maintain it. They give you that because they want more in return. They give you that because it's like a magic trick to them. They pull that out of their hat. They present this to you. They make you feel good. They make you feel loved. They make you feel wanted and appreciated and everything you want to feel from a person. And then you start to slowly realize that they are not that they cannot maintain what they are doing. It is a love bombing stage. And that's why they are incapable of real love. They can only love bomb you, which is not real. They cannot maintain that. They do that so they can get more out of you, so they can use you, because you're also dishing it back to them, but you're doing it from a genuine place. And they are not. And that is the difference. And you can maintain it because you can continue to give it to them, which you do. But they only give this to you whenever they feel they can do that and use that as manipulation to get you where they want you at that current time. And that is what makes them so dangerous. And a lot of people go through this. A lot of people know what they're dealing with sometimes, and they continue to let it happen. And I just don't see how you can do that to yourself. I have some people explain to me how bad it is for them in a current situation. And they're letting it happen. Day after day after day after day after day, and they're not doing anything about it. And it just blows my mind. Whenever I get the slightest feelings or anything, if something isn't right about a person or a certain situation, I'm out. Because I've been through enough to the point where I can't afford to keep doing that. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of life. You're giving to somebody that is empty and you can't fill them up. And they just take whatever you give them anyways and dip. And ride off into the sunset. And lose what you gave them anyway because it didn't matter. They just want to use you for the temporary time to fulfill them. Because they feel not fulfilled, but at least a little bit more fulfilled than if they did not have you, which is why they want you. They can use you, and they can leave you just as quick as anything because they're going to leave you to go to somebody else. So somebody else can fulfill their needs, and they will lie to this other person and say things that isn't even true. Like smearing your name whenever you were probably nothing but gold to that person. And whoever they're smearing your name to has no idea who they are or what they're on about. And that's the most dangerous thing about the whole situation. Because they continue to do this. And they create so many enemies. There's so much toxicity just floating around over top of them. It's just like they're this demon in the night. They're just like these witches flying around in a witch's broom, just going to person to person to person. But they look alright in the time being. Those are the most dangerous ones. The ones that actually look normal. But most of those ones cannot maintain that over time. Most of those ones slip up. and they start to fade and they start to deteriorate like right away. And they stop looking like that. And they start to get worse over time. And whenever they get worse over time, is whenever their games start to backfire on them and everything goes down the drain for them. Whenever that happens, you see this happening. I've seen it happening, and I've seen certain people change their looks just over time, not for the better, for the worst. And when that happens, like I just said, things just start getting worse with them overall, because they can't use like their perfect looks that they had when they were in their prime, like when they were young. Like young. I mean under 20 young. And then once they started to get like into their early 20s, and in the early 20s and then above, they start to decline. And not every girl does at that age, I'm not saying that, but this person did. And that's a lot of the time what happens. Then their games stop because they cannot get people like they could. Not even close. That's my phone going off, by the way, if you guys heard that. But yeah, their games stop. And they usually screw themselves over so bad to the point where they're in such a bad situation that any of the guys they could have got when they were in their prime, they could no longer get. And now they're stuck with something that they never dreamt of having, which is their karma. And then they start to suffer in so many different ways. And it's all their fault, because they were stupid. They made very bad decisions. Very bad. And that's what you get. It's all like nothing is good enough for those types of people, period. You could not give them enough to fulfill them. They'll never be fulfilled. They'll always be empty. They'll always make horrible decisions for their life. And they will look back and be so miserable at what they've done and what they've become. And they have to live the rest of their lives like that, being somebody that they're not. And they're so far gone that they can't possibly come back. And that is the sad story of these narcissists that do this, both guys and girls. You see it happen a lot to a lot of females. You do see it happen to males too, but not as much, in my opinion. Well, I don't as much, but I know both. And I don't feel one bit sorry for them, because I personally seen situations and have been in situations where I've seen how good this person could have had it. But it's like they just can't muster it together. They just can't do it. They have to screw up so many things that could have been so good for them. Because maybe the decision they made at the time felt a little bit better than doing the hard thing. Maybe somebody picked having a good time over picking a good thing. And only idiots will do that. You should never pick a good time over a good thing. You should always pick a good thing over a good time, because a good time never lasts. A good time's here and it's gone, just like that, in a snap of a finger. But a good thing has the potential to last a lifetime, unless a freak accident happens and the good thing that you had might have passed away young. Like, things like that can happen. But there's a great chance that that good thing you have is going to last a lifetime. But yet these people are so stupid that they just pick this good time over a good thing and then regret it forever. I will never understand that. I will never understand that, because that's not how my mindset is, and I would never do something so stupid like that. Ever in my life. Never have, never will. And that's the video for this one, guys. So I'm going to cut this one short, and I'm going to get to another video after this one. I will be back.